Lack of money is lack of friends. If you have money at your disposal, every dog and goat will claim to be related to you. There can be no peace without understanding. A leader who does not take advice is not a leader. If there is character, ugliness becomes beauty. If there is none, beauty becomes ugliness. Unity is strength, division is weakness. Wisdom does not come overnight. Knowledge without wisdom is like water in the sand. Home affairs are not talked about on the public square. Show me your friend, and I'll show you your character. Make some money, but don't let money make you. When you're rich, you are hated. When you're poor, you are despised. A man who uses force is afraid of reasoning. What you learn is what you die with. He who is destined for power does not have to fight for it. It takes a village to raise a child. Poverty is slavery. The wealth which enslaves the owner isn't wealth. You are beautiful, but learn to work, for you cannot eat your beauty. A bird that flies off the earth and lands on an ant hill is still on the ground. Only a fool tests the depth of a river with 2 feet. Examine what is said, not him who speaks. If you want to know the end, look at the beginning. Knowledge is a garden. If it isn't cultivated, you can't harvest it. A roaring lion kills no game. Do not look where you feel. Look where you slipped. Restless feet might walk you in a snake pit. There are no shortcuts to the top of the palm tree. When two elephants fight, it is the grass that gets hot. Much wealth brings many enemies. Tomorrow belongs to people who prepare for it today. No medicine exists that can cure hatred. All monkeys cannot hang from the same branch. He who digs a grave for his enemy might as well be digging one for himself. Even the lion, the king of the forest, protects himself against flies. However long the night, the dawn will eventually break. If you heal the leg of a person, do not be surprised if they use it to kick you. The ox forgets, but the tree remembers. Once you carry your own water, you remember every drop. Don't set sail on someone else's star. To try and to fail is not laziness. Seeing is different than being told. No matter how beautiful and well-crafted a coffin might look, it will not make anyone wish for death. Wood already touched by fire is not hard to set alight. Confiding a secret to an unworthy person is like carrying grain in a bag with a hole. Having a good discussion is like having riches. Don't think there are no crocodiles just because the water is calm. He who refuses to obey cannot command. You cannot call to a dog with a whip in your hand. One falsehood spoils 1,000 truths. The earth is a beehive. We all enter by the same door. Rain does not fall on one roof alone. However far a stream flows, it doesn't forget its origin. If you think you're too small to make a difference, try spending the night with a mosquito. A happy man marries the girl he loves. A happy man loves the girl he married. If there is no enemy within, the enemy outside can do no harm. The eye never forgets what the heart has seen. No person is born great. Great people become great when others are sleeping. When an old man dies, a library is burned with him. Truth should be in love, and love in truth. When you marry a monkey for his wealth, the money goes but the monkey remains. When there is love, there is no darkness. It is better to be loved than to be feared. When one is in love, a mountain top becomes a flat field. He who loves, loves you with your dirt. He who loves the vase loves also what is inside. If love is a sickness, patience is the remedy. To love someone who doesn't love you is like shaking a tree to make the dew drops fall. If the full moon loves you, why worry about the stars? Don't be so in love that you can't tell when it's raining. Even as the archer loves the arrow that flies, so too he loves the bow that remains constant in his hands. Love, like rain, does not choose the grass on which it falls. Do not treat your loved one like a swinging door. You are fond of it, but you push it back and forth. Love doesn't listen to rumors. One who marries for love alone will have bad days but good nights. Love for something makes a man blind and deaf. A deaf ear is followed by death, and an ear that listens is followed by blessings. Don't try to make someone hate the person he loves, for he will go on loving, but he will hate you. If a woman doesn't love you, she calls you brother. The belly does not swell if a woman is not pregnant. One who plants grapes by the roadside and one who marries a pretty woman share the same problem. You know who you love, but you can't know who loves you. True love means what's mine is yours. It is better to fall from a tree and break your back than to fall in love and break your heart. It is difficult for two long-nosed lovers to kiss. Wisdom is wealth. Wisdom is like a baobab tree. No one individual can embrace it. The fool speaks, the wise man listens. Let your love be like the misty rain, coming softly but flooding the river. In the moment of crisis, the wise build bridges and the foolish build dams. If you're filled with pride, then you'll have no room for wisdom. Nobody is born wise. Wisdom is not like money to be tied up and hidden. One who causes others misfortune also teaches them wisdom. A fool cannot untie the knot tied by a wise man. One day in the life of a wise man is worth a fool's entire life. A fish and bird may fall in love, but the two cannot build a home together. To get lost is to learn the way. Other people's wisdom prevents the king from being called a fool. By the time a fool has learned the game, the players have dispersed. If you close your eyes to facts, you learn through accidents. The wise create proverbs for fools to learn, not to repeat. Just because the lizard nods his head doesn't mean he's in agreement. A wise man fills his head before emptying his mouth. If you think education is expensive, try ignorance. If money were to be found in the trees, most people would be married to monkeys. A fool has to say something. A wise person has something to say. The wise man never takes a step too long for his leg. Give advice. If people don't listen, let adversity teach them. A man's ruin lies in his tongue. Lovers do not hide their nakedness. No man can outwit their ancestors. It is better to live as a lion for one day rather than 100 years as a sheep. When deed speaks, words are nothing. Every kind of love is love, but self-love is supreme among them. A wise person doesn't fall down the same hill twice. Ears that do not listen to advice accompany the head when it is chopped off. Not everyone who chased the zebra caught it, but he who caught it chased it. He that beats the drum for the madman to dance is no better than the madman himself. Where water is the boss, there the land must obey. When the shepherd comes home in peace, the milk is sweet. He who runs after good fortune runs away from peace. You have little power over what's not yours. If you pick up one end of the stick, you also pick up the other. You must attend to your business with your vendor in the market and not to the noise of the market. When you befriend a chief, remember that he sits on a rope. The night has ears. The child you sired hasn't sired you. A doctor who invoked a storm on his people cannot prevent his house from destruction. An intelligent enemy is better than a stupid friend. The young bird does not crow until it hears the old ones. If you carry the egg basket, do not dance. The words of the elders do not lock all the doors. They leave the right one open. Even the best cooking pot will not produce food. The child of a rat is a rat. The child of a frog is a frog. Where you will sit when you are old shows where you stood in youth. He who is unable to dance says that the yard is stony. You cannot name a child that is not born. Do a good deed and throw it into the sea. When the roots of a tree begin to decay, it spreads death to the branches. Slander by the stream will be heard by the frogs. Birds sing not because they have answers, but because they have songs. If your only tool is a hammer, you will see every problem as a nail. It is crooked wood that shows the best sculptor. Be a mountain or lean on one. A flea can trouble a lion more than a lion can trouble a flea. Anger and madness are brothers. Do not follow a person who is running away. An orphaned calf licks its own back. He who burns down his house knows why ashes cost a fortune. If you're building a house and a nail breaks, do you stop building or do you change the nail? You cannot build a house for the last year's summer. A cutting word is worse than a bowstring. A cut may heal, but the cut of the tongue does not. If you climb up a tree, you must climb down the same tree. When a needle falls into a deep well, many people will look in the well, but few will be ready to go down after it. For tomorrow belongs to the people who prepare for it today. If you offend, ask for a pardon. If offended, forgive. Even the best dancer on the stage must retire sometime. A good deed is something one returns. Ugliness with a good character is better than beauty. Patience is the mother of a beautiful child. Rising early makes the road short. If you want to go quickly, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. There is no medicine to cure hatred. If you are not part of the solution, you are part of the problem. A stream cannot rise above its source. Every misfortune is a blessing. A ripe melon falls by itself. A man who pays respect to the great paves his own way for greatness. Lack of knowledge is darker than night. Repetition is the mother of knowledge. One must talk little and listen much. By labor comes wealth. A friend is someone you share the path with. A tree is straightened while it is still young. Every fame has a foundation. The water of the river flows on without waiting for the thirsty man. Don't procrastinate, or you'll be left in between doing something, having something, and being nothing. A chattering bird builds no nest. Those who end up accomplishing great things pay attention to little ones. There is no elephant that complains about the weight of its trunk. No elephant is burdened by the weight of its tusks. One who has to yet learn to walk cannot climb a ladder. It is better to be poor when one is young, rather than becoming poor at old age. The chicken that can dig for food will not sleep hungry. One who possesses much wisdom has it in the heart, not on the lips. One may have 2 legs, but that does not mean one can climb 2 trees at the same time. A wise man who knows the proverbs of the land reconciles difficulties. A bird does not change its feathers because the weather is bad. During times of peace in the country, the chief does not carry a shield. A great leader is an ordinary person with extraordinary wisdom. Advice is like a stranger. If he is welcome, he stays for the night. If not, he leaves the same day. God has created lands with lakes and bountiful rivers for man to live, and the wide desert so that he can find his soul. A hyena does not change its spots even if it moves to a different forest. Do not blame God for creating the tiger. Just thank him for not giving it wings. No matter how much the world changes, cats will never lay eggs. The only time you'll see a quiet snake is when it has swallowed another snake. A healthy person who keeps begging for food is an insult to a generous farmer. Anyone who urinates in a stream should be warned, because any of his relatives may drink from the water. Rain beats the leopard's skin, but it does not wash out the spots. The day before yesterday and yesterday aren't the same as today. When the village chief himself goes around inviting people to a meeting, know there is something wrong with the system. When I think of the others' misfortunes, I forget mine. You always learn a lot more when you lose than when you win. Madness does not govern a country. Discussion does. The pillar of the world is hope. It is better to walk than curse the road. Between two friends, even water drunk together is sweet enough. A friend is someone who knows the song in your heart and can sing it back to you when you have forgotten the words. Milk and honey have different colors, but they share the same house peacefully. To be without a friend is to be poor indeed. If relatives help each other, what evil can hurt them? An army of sheep led by a lion can defeat an army of lions led by a sheep. Telling a secret to an unworthy person is like carrying grain in a bag with a hole in it. We have not inherited this land from our ancestors. Rather, we have borrowed it from our children. Cross the river in a crowd, and the crocodile won't eat you. Sticks in a battle are unbreakable. A woman's polite devotion is the greatest beauty. He that has never traveled thinks that his mother is the only good cook in the world. A diamond does not lose its value due to lack of admiration. If men swear that they want to harm you when you are asleep, you can go to sleep. If women say so, stay awake. A woman's beauty is not hidden in her face. When sleeping women wake, they move mountains. When the rhythm of the drum beat changes, the dance steps must adapt. Though the lion and the antelope happen to live in the same forest, the antelope still has time to grow up. Do not spend the evening in a house where you cannot spend the night. Once you have been tossed by a buffalo, a black ox looks like a buffalo. He who thinks he is leading and has no one following him is only taking a walk. A leader in the community with a pot belly is a stingy man. When the right hand washes the left hand, and the left hand washes the right hand, both hands become clean. The king who shuts his eyes during famine in the land will soon see his ancestors. You do not teach the paths of the forest to an old gorilla. If two wise men always agree, then there is no need for one of them. A quarrelsome chief does not hold a village together. To agree to have a dialogue is the beginning of a peaceful resolution. The rainmaker who doesn't know what he's doing will be found out by the lack of clouds. No matter how tall your grandfather was, you have to do your own growing. One should punish a child the first time he comes home with a stolen egg. Otherwise, the day he returns home with a stolen ox, it will be too late. By crawling, a child learns to stand. It is the duty of children to wait on elders and not elders on children. A child is like an axe. Even if it hurts you, you still carry it on your shoulder. When you follow in the path of your father, you learn to walk like him. Everybody loves a fool, but nobody wants him for a son. If a child washes his hands, he could eat with kings. A debt between children born by the same mother is paid in a clever way. Instruction in youth is like engraving in stone. There is no beauty but the beauty of action. The skin of the leopard is beautiful, but not his heart. There is always a winner, even in a monkey's beauty contest. Three things cause sorrow to flee: water, green trees, and a beautiful face. The one who loves the unsightly person is the one who makes him beautiful. The most beautiful fig may contain a worm. There are many colorful flowers on the path of life, but the prettiest have the sharpest thorns.